All right, let's jump right into this deep dive. We're switching things up this week, taking a cue from you.
Love it.
Yeah, you sent in that Trip Insight video, the Wonders of the United States one, and basically said, guys, we got to unpack this.
It's a good one. Visually stunning, all those locations. But like always, we're here to go deeper, uncover the hidden gems, the stuff you wouldn't expect just from watching, you know?
Exactly. And I am always down for some serious travel inspiration, so where are we headed first?
Well, the video kind of jumps around, which I actually like. Feels more like how we really travel. That mix of the familiar and the unexpected. But I was thinking, let's flip the script a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of the big name spots right off the bat, let's uncover some of those lesser known treasures first. The places you might not have on your radar yet.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Surprise me.
All right, how about Moab, Utah? Everyone's heard of Arches National Park, but the video, it highlights Moab itself as this incredible, like, desert playground.
Okay, Moab's on my list, but for hiking. What else is there?
So much more, apparently. Mountain biking, rock climbing, even, like, energy healing, if that's your thing. It's a prime example of a place that's just exploded in popularity, you know? So knowing where to go beyond those Instagram-famous arches, that's key.
So true. Sometimes the best experiences are those little off-the-beaten-path discoveries. Okay, what's next on our Hidden Gems tour?
Let's hop over to Traverse City, Michigan. I don't know about you, but when I think Michigan, I think cars, maybe some lakes.
Same. Definitely not the first place that comes to mind for a vacation destination.
Right. But this video, it opened my eyes. Foodie Haven, this place, which I did not expect from Michigan.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Good food, A&D, gorgeous scenery. Sign me up.
We're talking Sleeping Bear Dunes, National Lakeshore, wineries. They've got world-class golf. Apparently, there's a whole foodie scene up there, all fresh, local ingredients.
All right, I'm getting the sense that this video is full of surprises. What else you got?
Let's stick with the unexpected, shall we? How about Telluride, Colorado?
Oh, Telluride. I know exactly what you're going to say. Incredible skiing.
You'd be right, of course.
Yeah.
But what stood out to me in the video, it was Telluride's year-round appeal. Yeah, the skiing's legendary. But summer brings world-class trout fishing, breathtaking gondola rides. There's Colorado's highest free-falling waterfall up there. You get this total shift in the type of traveler depending on the season. It's not just about what you do, but when you go, you know. Shapes the whole experience.
That's such a good point. I feel like we get stuck in those seasonal stereotypes, like, oh, it's summer, got to be on a beach. But there's something magical about a place in its off-season. Less crowded, maybe even a bit more authentic, you know?
Exactly. It's about embracing the unexpected. And speaking of, this next destination really threw me for a loop. We're talking Portland, Oregon.
Portland. I feel like Portland is having a moment. Everyone I know is either moving there or just got back. It's all microbreweries and beards, right?
Yeah, there is that. But what surprised Emmy was the Japanese garden. Did you know it's one of the largest outside of Japan?
No way. I had no idea. That's incredible.
Right. Just goes to show, even in places we think we know, there are always hidden layers, unexpected treasures waiting to be discovered. But before we get too far off the beaten path, got to acknowledge the elephants in the room. Or should I say, the majestic mountains and canyons.
You're talking about the iconic spots, right? Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, Yosemite, the classics.
Exactly. The video doesn't linger on them too long, which makes sense. They're iconic for a reason. But worth taking a moment to appreciate what makes them so special.
Absolutely. Like the Grand Canyon. Yeah, that view, iconic. Everyone knows it. But did you know it's also incredibly biodiverse?
It's true. We get caught up in the grandeur, the vastness, the beauty, but these places are living, breathing ecosystems constantly evolving. Yellowstone, for example. Did you know it was the world's first national park?
Wow, I did not know that.
It's true. 1872, it was established. Talk about a legacy, right? Set the stage for how we protect these natural wonders, not just here, but globally.
Wow, I'm already learning so much. All right, so we've got our hidden gems, paid homage to the classics. What other surprises does this video have in store?
Well, wouldn't be a proper American road trip without some cities, right? But this video, it doesn't just hit the typical tourist traps. It dives into what makes each city unique. Like New Orleans, for example. Sure, Bourbon Street's a must-do, but the video really emphasizes exploring beyond those iconic streets.
Yes, get lost in those eclectic neighborhoods.
Exactly. And that's what I love about this video. It's not just showing you pretty pictures. It's about sparking that curiosity, that desire to dig deeper, discover the soul of a place.
I'm with you. Okay, so we've covered some incredible ground so far. Hidden gems, iconic landscapes, vibrant cities, and it sounds like there's even more to come.
Oh, there's plenty more where that came from. But for now, I think we should take a little break, let all this inspiration sink in.
All right, we're back. And I'm still thinking about all those incredible places, but gotta be honest, my brain is kind of freaking out a little.
How so?
Well, as much as I love discovering new places, I'm also like the queen of over-planning trips. And right now, my brain's trying to fit all these places into my next vacation. Help.
Haha, I get it. The classic travel conundrum. So many places, so little time. But that's where the fun begins, right? This video, it's a starting point, but now it's about tailoring it to you.
Exactly. We've talked about the what. Now, how do you take this inspiration and actually turn it into a trip, one that's perfect for you specifically?
$1,000,000 question.
Yeah.
And there's no one answer, but thinking back on your past trips, what did you love? What totally flopped?
Ooh, good point. Okay, so I did a guided tour of Italy a few years back. Thought I'd love it, everything planned out. But it was too structured. I missed having the freedom to explore at my own pace, linger where I wanted.
And that's valuable info. Tells you something about your travel style. You value flexibility, spontaneity. So maybe instead of a jam-packed itinerary, you focus on one region, give yourself permission to wander.
Okay, that already feels better. Like I don't have to DO everything, right? More about finding those things that really resonate.
Exactly. And this might sound kind of out there, but try tapping into how you feel. Imagining yourself in these places. What energy are you drawn to? Adventure, relaxation. Let your gut guide you a bit.
I love that. Instead of just checking off sites, it's like, what do I want to feel? Okay, I've channeled my inner travel guru. What's next?
Well, practicality's got to come in at some point.
Yeah.
We talked about when you travel being as important as where, right? That's where the details matter. What's your budget looking like? Time frame.
You're right. As much as I hate to admit it, those things do matter. No fun planning a dream trip only to realize it's like way out of your budget.
Exactly. And that's where a little research goes a long way. Yeah. Once you've got your budget, your time frame, then you dig deeper into the specifics.
Speaking of specifics, this is going to sound ridiculous, but the video mentions Maui, right? Stunning beaches, obviously. But it also talks about the sunrise at Haleakala National Park and, volcanic landscapes. How do you choose?
And don't forget, the food scene in Maui. Fresh seafood, the local fruits.
Okay, now I'm hungry. But you're right, it's the whole L experience. So how do you choose activities when you're short on time?
It goes back to knowing yourself. What lights you up? Maybe you're a history buff, love ancient ruins. Maybe you're all about trying new foods,
Ooh, or maybe you're an adrenaline junkie, live for that adventure.
Exactly. No right or wrong. It's about honoring your interests. And hey, maybe this video sparked something you didn't even know you were into.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about reflecting on past trips, intuition, research, prioritizing. Anything else we should keep in mind? Turning this inspiration into action.
As much as we've talked about planning, there's something to be said for surrendering to the journey a bit too,
Oh, I like that energy. Surrender to the journey. Tell me more.
Be open to those unexpected moments that just happen when we travel. Maybe it's a local festival you didn't know about, or a chat with a local who points you to a hidden gem.
Yes. Those are the best stories later on.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to deviate from the plan, say yes to the unexpected, get a little lost.
This is why I love our chats. You always remind me to embrace the adventure. But, not everyone travels the same way, right? Some folks need that structure, others are more go with the flow, and that's okay.
Absolutely. No right or wrong way to travel as long as you're creating an experience that feels authentic to you.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. How to actually turn this video inspiration into a trip. Reflecting, intuition, research, prioritizing, being open to spontaneity. Anything else?
We've talked a lot about planning, preparing, but sometimes you just got to surrender to the journey. Let go of controlling every little detail.
Ooh, I love that energy. Trust the journey. All right, we've got our inspiration. We've got our, loose game plan. Ready to embrace whatever comes next. Where to from here?
I think it's time we circle back to those destinations. See which ones are really calling to you. We've covered a lot. Hidden gems, iconic spots, bustling cities, peaceful nature. What's captured your imagination the most?
Ooh, that's the fun part. All right, let's revisit some of those spots. Okay, so where do we even start with mapping out a trip from all this? There's so much.
Well, you mentioned being drawn to those like lesser known places,
Yep.
right? The hidden gems we talked about.
Yeah.
Any of those grabbing your attention?
Oh, totally. Thinking back to Telluride, I always think Colorado, I think skiing,
Yeah.
but those summer activities, the fishing, the gondolas, the waterfalls, that's different. A whole other side of Colorado, you know?
And that's what's cool about this video. It makes you think beyond the obvious. Telluride in summer versus winter, totally different experience.
So true. Okay, Telluride's on the list. What about you? What's calling your name loudest right now?
You know, I've always had this thing about New Orleans. The history, the culture, that little bit of history, the food, the music, even just the architecture. It's so alive.
Yeah.
And I like that the video is like, yeah, Bourbon Street, but go beyond that too. Find those little hidden gems within the city.
Speaking of hidden gems, remember Traverse City, Michigan? That whole foodie scene thing? I wonder, are there other, like, under-the-radar food destinations we're sleeping on?
You're talking. See, this video is just the start. What if we planned a whole trip around food inspired by this? Our own culinary road trip, hitting up unexpected foodie havens.
Ooh, I love that. A culinary road trip. We could start Traverse City, then down to New Orleans for Cajun and Creole, over to Charleston for shrimp and grits. Oh, and we have to hit the Pacific Northwest, Seattle's Pike Place Market, all that fresh seafood.
See, this is why I love brainstorming with you. The ideas. But yeah, that's travel, right? Not just the place, but what you make of it along the way.
Exactly. Hidden gems, being spontaneous, even just indulging our inner foodies. It's about making travel fit you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So what adventure are you going to create?
Ah, the possibilities are endless. But for now, I'm just going to let all this inspiration sink in. Dream a little.
Sounds like a plan. And hey, who knows? Maybe our next deep dive will take us even further down this rabbit hole.
I wouldn't have it any other way. And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep sharing those awesome travel experiences with us. Until next time, happy travels.